This is Steve Thomas. Welcome to a short series that I'm going to be posting here on Instagram TV, just telling little backstories behind images and series of images. So I hope this is useful to you. I hope it's interesting and gives some context to things. These are a series of pictures I posted in the story yesterday. This series, they were all shot in Kanam, an area in southeast of Thailand, a fairly rural coastal area. It's well off the beaten tourist track, so it's pretty quiet, perfect for cycling. And I spent quite a bit of time there riding the gravel roads, dirt roads, very little traffic. This first shot, as with all of them, was shot on a Fuji X-T2. It was sunrise. I don't often get up at sunrise. I don't tend to sleep too well, so getting up that early is kind of fairly antisocial for me. Anyway, the sun rises over the eastern coast, so it's perfect time to get these shots. The fishermen are out early, dragging in nets and so on, and I managed to find this quiet little place on the beach, just a little section. There's absolutely nothing on the beach in the way of debris and so on, but I found a stick with a little V in it. So if you look to the far right of the image, the bike is actually propped up with a stick right on the edge of where the waves are crashing down. So it was, you can see from the front wheel, it was slowly sinking in. Every time the waves come, it sank in another few millimeters. It was taken using an ND10 filter to slow the exposure down and to smooth the waves out. There's very little done to it in post, so these colours are pretty well as you see them. So yeah, that was the first one. The second picture, which was actually the last one in the sequence, was a blood moon, which came about a month later. I'd hoped to shoot it just coming up over the horizon, over the sea, but unfortunately there was some haze, and the haze basically clouded the moon until it got a lot higher, by which time it was perfectly orange, but also the sky was perfectly black, which isn't ideal, so you can't see an awful lot. It was taken with a 300mm lens on a 300mm focal length on a telephoto lens. The third image, this was a sunset shot facing the opposite direction, just about a kilometre away. Every evening, when the sky came alight, I managed to scoot out and look for locations. The area is pretty flat, so it's difficult to find anything to actually put into the image to give it some perspective. It just happened to be these pine trees and coconut trees just right there, just as it managed to turn to orange and purple. So this shot was taken handheld, standing in the middle of a field. But yeah, nice shot. This shot was taken on a bridge near to a local fish market, fresh fish market. You can see from the river underneath, the sea is actually probably about 300 meters away. It's a major fishing port. The boats mostly come in every very early in the morning, kind of like at 4 or 5 o'clock. And one or two coming in the evening, and the market sort of opens afternoon, so on, but it's evening time when it gets busy. Local transport, motorbikes, you see all sorts of things with 3, 4, 5 people on motorbikes, and all sorts of other contraptions with sidecars. I stood on the bridge pretty regularly shooting stuff, going for pan shots, and this one just happened to be when two motorbikes were crossing in opposite directions. They're foam wires that you can see up at the top, and it's blinding it out with the sun a little bit, which I quite like. This next shot, this was taken on the same beach as the bike shot, which was taken on another day, and amazingly used an ND6 filter for this, I think, if I remember rightly. But the sky was a totally different colour. It was further into rainy season, and we were getting pinky purple skies. This was actually before sunrise. There wasn't much of a sunrise on this day, because once it came through, you can see the clouds on the horizon. They basically dulled down the sun, so by the time it got out of the clouds, it was too bright. Again, the stick branch tree on the right hand side, I went back 2 or 3 times. It had gone. There's very little else on the beach. I managed to get a shot with a nice boat one morning, but that's about it. So yeah, this shot, the last of the sequence, this was shot from the bridge where I shot the motorbikes. This was a little fishing boat, just one of the smaller boats coming in the evening. I'm not sure why it was coming in. It looks pretty empty. Sometimes the boats go out in an evening to catch squid. This one doesn't have the lights on it, so it's not doesn't look like a squid boat to me anyway. But it could be, that could be a light to the mid left. It just happened to pass under the bridge. There was shadow there, and just before it went into the shadow, the old guy, bearing in mind that the sun was behind me, so he'd be slightly blinded to it, sighted me, gave me a wave, gave me the reverse V's, and yeah, great expression. Pretty well made my evening, and anyway, that was it. Back about this time last year, which sadly, as we all know, things have changed since then. Anyway, please stay tuned. I'll be posting more backstories from pictures or sequences of pictures on and off over the next few weeks. Okay, thank you very much. Okay.